This is story time. I'm going to tell a story. Real life. This is real life. From at least 30 years ago. At least 30 years ago. This is early 90s, 1991, 92, something like that. It's pretty early in the 90s. Anyway, by now I moved in with Kathy. I moved in with Kathy in her house. My daughter Christine went with me. My older daughter Kelly was living someplace else at the time. And I moved in with Kathy, and she had 4 kids: Jennifer, Brenda, Brian, and Jeff. Today's story has to do with Brian and Jeff. Now, Brian and Jeff were probably about 10 or 11 years old at this time. 2 little guys, right? So it's summertime. What are we going to do with Brian and Jeff for the summer, right? You know, what do you do with the boys for the summer? What are we going to do with the boys? So we asked them what they would like to do. They said they talked about it, and we talked about what they want to do, and they talked about it, and we came up with the idea that maybe they should play soccer, which is called here in Canada football over in the old country, but soccer. So there was this place, that played soccer, a bunch of teams, so we had to join up with the team, right? So we applied, application, signed up. We wanted Brian and Jeff on the same team, so we wouldn't have to travel twice, kind of thing. So they did end up on the same team. So we had to go buy shoes, right? Cleats, and the pads, your knee pads, right? So you wouldn't get kicked in the legs and stuff like that. So with shorts but they had the sweaters, right? They had the tops, right? The sweaters with their numbers and stuff and their name of the place on the back and front or whatever. So we practiced through the week, and they did have games through the week, stuff like that, right? So I think there had to be at least, we'll say 6 teams, just for the hell of it. 6 teams. So they used to play in the weekends. You used to go to the schoolyards, different places over the course of the summer. So we started playing, and Brian and Jeff were, like I said, on the same team. They enjoyed themselves. They had a lot of fun. And Brian, I don't want to get it too, say things the wrong way. But Brian played a little bit better than Jeff. But maybe because Jeff was younger, right? Maybe. So the thing is, Brian played, and then all the kids played, right? Some kids played more than others, as normal, but they all played. I gotta admit that they all played, right? So as time went by, when they won, even though and sometimes when the team won that Brian and Jeff were on, right? We talk about after they won, we'd go get an ice cream cone. Anyway, whether they won or lost, we still went and got an ice cream cone, right? The 4 of us, Dairy Queen, right, on Broadview. Some of you might know where that is, that watch my videos. The main thing is we went and got an ice cream cone after they either won or they lost. It didn't really matter. We got an ice cream cone, right? So as time went by, the coach kind of found out that Jeff could really kick the ball, right? One thing that he was really good at was kicking the friggin' ball, right? He could kick the ball a long way, right? He could kick the ball, well, maybe not the length of the field, but he kicked the ball pretty good, so, yeah. So as time went by, Jeff was known as the secret weapon, right? The coach used to call him the secret weapon. So, so as time went by, so we get up to the point where we made the playoffs, right? We finished in, I think, if I remember right, 4th place, right? 4th, so we didn't do too bad. We finished at 4th. All the teams played in the playoffs, right? But we finished in 4th, so I think we had to play the 2nd place team or something like that, yeah. So anyway, on the way, we're in the van driving to the game, the playoff game. Brian and Jeff sitting in the back seat. Kathy's driving, I'm riding shotgun. So the boys are in the back, and they're talking to us, and we're talking to them. And they get on this kick that they're going to lose, right? They're going to lose. They're not going to win, right? They're already down in the dumps. They're going to lose, right? It's all over. They're going to lose. Tournament. I said, no, you're not going to lose. How can you lose? You haven't even played the game yet, right? You got to play the game in order to lose. You guys are downers, right? Get out there and play the game. And if you win, you win. We go get an ice cream cone, right? So they laughed and that and stuff. So we got to the, we went to the game. And they ended up playing the game. It was, a pretty good game. But the thing is, they won. They won the game. They did. We went and got an ice cream cone, right? And they're all happy and everything. Everything's fine and dandy. And another weekend, next weekend rolls around. Now they got to play the first place team, the main team that got all the points, finished in the first place, won a lot of games. The routine. The first place team, they're great. They're this and that, right? So we got in the van, drove up the street. We're driving to the game. Brian and Jeff sitting in the back seat, and they're saying the same thing, right? They're going to lose. We're not going to win. They're way better than we are, right? They finished in the first place. They did this, they did that. And I turned around and I said the same thing to them. Now, boys, right? We're not going to lose. Haven't even played the game yet. Come on, get up there. Let's go. We're going to go win. We're going to win. We're going to win the game. We're going to get a trophy. We're going to do it all. We're going to win. So there's, they get a little gung-ho and they're going to win. But even the coach told me, but we got a secret weapon, and it's Jeff. Jeff's the secret weapon. Nobody knows about the secret weapon except for me and Mom, or Kathy, the boy's mother, right? So what happened was, we played the game. I think we were near the end of the game. I think we were ahead. I think we were winning. We were winning. I don't know, it was 2-1, 3-2, or something. But the tail end of the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, right? We're getting down to the end of the game, and we're still in front. So the coach pulls Jeff aside, says, now, Jeff, Jeff's the secret weapon. All you got to do now, Jeff, is when the ball comes down to our end, you got to kick the ball back down. Don't pass the ball. Don't give anybody the ball. You get the ball, and you kick the ball down to the other far end as far as you can kick it. Every time you get the ball, you're on for it. You got to kick the ball. So Jeff's on there, right? And the ball comes to Jeff. All he does is, what? He kicks that friggin' ball. He kicks that ball down to the other end. And the kids at the other end got to bring it back down the field, right to our end. And Jeff gets the hold of it. He keeps on kicking that friggin' ball, right? All the way down the other end. That's all Jeff did, was kick the friggin' ball down to the other end. Yep. And you know what? We won the game. We won it. We ended up with a trophy and everything else, whatever else came with it. We got the trophy. Everybody's laughing and smiling. You know what? Yeah, we even went to Dairy Queen. We got a friggin' banana split. Never mind the ice creams. We got a banana split. We all got a banana split. We sat out back at the benches. We had a drink. We had a banana split, and everybody's laughing and having fun and everything. And it was all due to the secret weapon. You know that secret weapon? He turned 40 years old on the 2nd of April. Yep. The secret weapon was 40 years old, April the 2nd. Happy birthday, Jeff, the secret weapon. True story.